Hi, it's David here, CEO and founder of the Freedom Founders Mastermind community. Whenever you see a stampede, you need to stop, run the other way, get out of the way. Don't follow the stampede. Don't follow the crowd. Don't follow the groupthink. What am I speaking about? Well, this happens all the time, but most recently what we've seen is the FTX crypto debacle, the fiasco, the fraud that was committed and perpetrated on a lot of intelligent, smart, sophisticated people. Same thing happened with Madoff, Bernie Madoff. Same thing happened with Enron. We could list over and over again the big ones that make the public arena. What happened here? Well, a lot of it's greed. A lot of it is money paid off to regulators to not oversee or basically to overlook what's happening down beneath. So big money starts to take off. It's a couple of young kids who utilized their spunk and their ability to use technology to create out of thin air what a lot of people thought was big money, big yields. A lot of people jumped on. Kevin O'Leary, Shark Tank, supposedly, a sophisticated investor, right? And he was a big endorser of this. Well, what it tells me is, and we're all fallible. I'm not pointing a finger at Kevin O'Leary and saying, he's dumb or stupid. That's not my point at all. We've all fallen for this stuff. I've done it myself. Not going deep enough into the due diligence. Well, a company like that, or a company on Wall Street, publicly traded companies, I mean, you can get financial reports, but who's really digging underneath to see what's going on? That's the problem. That's the real problem. The same thing happens in the smaller, inefficient marketplace like real estate. Now, real estate is not a small market, but for individual investors, it can be a small playing field. It's an opportunity, really, if you look at it that way. And that's the way we look at it in Freedom Founders, is a real opportunity, because we can get down in the weeds and choose and pick what we invest in and who we invest through. But the same thing happens in real estate. There's been, in the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years, again, I'll use the word stampede, a stampede of people who have been taken on by the allure of making big money in real estate. Because when the markets go up, everybody's a genius. Doesn't matter what the asset class is. And I've seen this over and over again. I see it out there today everywhere. People who have no business raising capital, other people's money, and, quote, investing it for them in some asset class, some syndication, just because they can get the money. Yes, you have to be a good marketer. You've got to have a website with some kind of credibility on it. You've got to have PR and get your name out there in Forbes or wherever you can buy some claim to have some credibility. You have to dig deep to get underneath that. Just this week, we had I'll call him a syndicator of all things, meaning it's whatever the deal of the day was. And he's got the website and he's got all the authority. And I've been doing this for X number of years. You dig beneath the surface, and we did. He's trying to get inside Freedom Founders. A lot of people do. A lot of people want to get inside Freedom Founders because they know we have a lot of educated, sophisticated money, but we vet. Oh yeah, we vet. We vet really, really hard. And this particular person was a little bit put off by his inability to get right through to get to me, number one, or to come inside and speak at one of our events, or let me do a webinar to your people and I'll pay you, a percent of what I raise. I don't do that. We don't do that. I don't do that game at all. So this guy, we dug down deep, and he's the syndicator of everything, but he's never done it himself. So he's just what we call a promoter. A promoter is not the actual sponsor or the manager. A promoter just promotes, and will promote anything anywhere to make a dime. That's all they do. There is no due diligence. They don't do any. We looked at one of the deals he was doing, and the actual sponsor, not the promoter, but the sponsor, is an absolute con artist and has a reputation for that. But this guy either didn't do the due diligence, overlooked it and said, I don't care. I want to make the money. I'm not liable. I've got all disclosures, and these are accredited investors, and they're just going to take their lumps. Just like all the people that put money into FTX. It's no different. So before you go out there and follow the stampede to the bright, shiny object of the day, and your greed glands get going because someone's promising you big returns, blah, 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 you better stop, take a breath, and figure out, do you know what you're doing? Do you have people around you that can help you source and sense what is true and what's not? I'm seeing it in the world of dentistry. I'm seeing young dentists who have been bitten by the allure of real estate, and they are, quote, bullish on real estate now. And I tell them, this is the worst time in the world for you young people, novices, to get involved in equities. Learn about it, study it, but don't jump in right now. Wrong time, wrong place. You haven't seen a full cycle. And that's the problem. When you haven't gone through a full cycle, you have no idea. So whatever you do, please don't follow the stampede. It'll serve you very well if you go the other direction. Remember, stay focused on your freedom, and I'll see you next time.